we're now joined by UFC Women's Strawweight Ashley Yoder, and we'll take our first set of questions from Gabriel Gonzalez with Cape Press.
Hello, Ashley. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. So one of the things that has obviously come out is that you and Angela were supposed to do some training together before this. She did give you the props about the underwater training. I wanted to ask you, is that the same one that Alima McFarland is doing down there in the San Diego area, that deep end fitness work?
Yeah, absolutely. So they did a whole story on it when I fought in South Carolina through ESPN. Came and did some shots, really cool shots with us. But Lima and Liz got me started into it. And yeah, I was really consistent through one of my camps, with coronavirus and the pools being shut down and things changing. It's been harder to be more consistent, but I try to get down there. Even when Alima was fighting her last fight, it's like a send off. We go down and we do some training just to get good vibes when you leave. So yeah, it's definitely always fam. I just wish I could get down there a little bit more often.
I've seen the photos. It looks both epic and scary at the same time. Can you just talk about, as a fighter, what kind of benefit does doing that kind of training bring in terms of your performance?
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely more mental for me. We definitely have those burner rounds, and the burner rounds, they try to push you to the limits. You're doing 50 dumbbell crawls with a partner on your back. You're doing bobs with someone trying to grapple you underwater. You're trying to do escapes from people trying to grapple you underwater after you just did sprints, So it's definitely a challenge on the cardio side. But for me, it was always been a mental thing, staying calm in crazy situations. The first thing anyone wants to do when things get hectic is freak out, and it's the biggest and best way to keep yourself calm.
Talking about it, because of the timing of when this fight got booked, just for the record, you guys seem cool. Do you believe that you guys will finally book that training session and work together after this fight?
Oh yeah, we definitely, it's definitely probably something in the future for us. We're close in proximity to training areas, and, we both can grow off each other. There's not a lot of high level little people in Temecula. And so she actually has a lot more training partners. So it would be awesome to go down and train after, we punch each other in the face this weekend.
My final question, this is said to be one of the more marquee fights on the card. What do you hope to show most for yourself in this matchup and the extra attention?
For me, I love getting in there and competing. I love to see my growth. I love to see, after 4 years, what has changed, what has stayed the same. It's just a really good benchmarker for where I'm at in my career and what I need to work on and things I do well. And, just overall seeing my experience in the octagon.
Thank you, Ashley. Good luck.
Thank you.
We'll take our next set of questions from Damon Martin with MMA Fighting.
Hey, Ashley, I'm curious, with this being a rematch, what is your biggest memory of the first fight with Angela Hill? You went 3 rounds, obviously didn't go your way that night, but what is your biggest takeaway from that fight?
Honestly, I remember my biggest memory from that fight is not really having a not proper warm up, but my coaches had to step up and corner my teammate the fight before me. So I was kind of in the back trying not to watch the TV while I'm waiting for my coaches to get back before I walk out to my fight. So it was a kind of beautiful chaos in a way. It was a way to kind of learn how to get myself ready, stay focused, and be present for my fight. So, the fight was what it was. It was 4 years ago. It was still a really good fight, especially, I really at the time still respected Angela, from watching her on Tough all the way through Invicta, coming back. And I thought she was coming off a win against Jessica Andrade. So I have a lot of respect for her on that aspect, but, I've grown a lot too. And one thing we know, I like to fight. So it's nothing but an honor to step in the cage.
You guys both accepted this fight on very, very short notice, obviously. And this is a chance, at revenge, a chance to get a loss off your record. Did that play a part in accepting it? Was it just about, hey, I want to fight right now, and you would have fought anybody? Because you hear different motivations, especially with a fight that came together this quickly.
Yeah, no one, I don't think anybody wants a rematch on a week's notice. with like, like revenge purposes. I think for both of us, we like to compete and we just want to stay active. So if that means stepping up on a week notice against a competitor that, I feel like we've both grown, and I think it's a good matchup. I don't think it's a dumb decision on my part. So I feel like I'm ready for this fight, and I'm excited to see what kind of fireworks it's going to bring.
If there's one thing you and Angela both have in common in your recent history, you've both been on the wrong end of a couple of split decisions. And you can argue all day about who won, who lost, but obviously we do have a lot of issues with judging in this sport, and we've seen it time and time again. I'm not looking at you to necessarily point fingers here, Ashley. But when you have this kind of split decisions, does it change your approach to fighting at all, or do you just wish maybe the judges were a little bit better in this sport?
Of course, everybody's there's more people that rally for me and losses than I think I've had, So the thing with me is I never really was a competitor in fighting prior to MMA. I wasn't, so understanding how judging works, understanding, point fighting is such a huge thing that I've really had to come to terms with. And, just talking with my coaches, it's really important that we understand like what things look good in the judge's eyes, what doesn't look good in the judge's eyes. And I'm still learning. So you can't always, everybody has a view, but I definitely do believe that there needs to be work done with the judging. And that's across the board through every state, the commission, with the rules and everything changing each state. There's so much work that could be done to help the fighters, have more of a fair fight.
There's so much going on in a fight. Obviously, at the end of the day, you're making sure that Angela Hill doesn't punch you in the face. But when you have the judges out there who do play such a crucial role, they're deciding if you get half your paycheck at the end of the day. Like, can you even think about that kind of stuff during a fight, or do you have to kind of put it out of your mind? Because unfortunately, we do have this weird thing where you hear all the time, well, a takedown steals around, which is kind of ridiculous, but you hear that all the time.
Well, yeah, but you see my fights and I take people down and I don't win fights. So it doesn't, that's not necessarily, I believe, true. But this is the thing. That's what we talk about afterwards, right? This is the things that we could have did better, even in a win. Like, you should have did this. You shouldn't have been in this position that long. There's a lot of things you don't think about it during the fight. Of course, you want to be present for yourself and for the person that you're fighting. But all the judging and things like that comes into play, in between rounds, what your coaches are telling you in the corner, what they believe you need to do to win the round, or did you win the round, what you got to do in the next round, so there's a lot of things that get addressed maybe in between rounds, but not during the rounds. I'm more present on what I need to be doing. After the fight, we talk about that as well.
Last one for me, without giving away any kind of game plan secrets or anything. When you look at yourself from 4 years ago when you fought Angela to now, what do you feel like is the biggest difference in your game and your approach to this fight?
I just feel like I've grown a lot. I was 4 years ago, as I like to say, fighters age in dog years. So we've had a lot of time under our belts. I've had a lot of time to get better in jiu-jitsu. I've had a lot of time to get better even striking and kicking and understanding where to throw kicks and how to block and how to feint and these kind of things that I didn't, I'm still learning on the job. So, I think that, without giving any, we all know it's going to get real, a lot of movement. There's going to be blood. It's going to be definitely a lot of kicking, a lot of takedowns. We're going to be trying everything in the cage, and it's definitely going to be a fight for the fans. So I'm really pumped about it.
Thank you, Ashley.
Thanks.
We'll take our next set of questions from Ryan McCarthy with Rotate.
Hey, Ashley, how's it going?
Hi.
What would the ideal 2021 look like for you, Ashley? Are you trying to get into the octagon a certain amount of times?
It's already starting off right. Trying to get in there as many times as possible. So I think starting with February is a good start. So I'm just excited. Stay healthy, keep active, and just get more experience in the octagon, have some more highlight moments for the fans, and hopefully get fans back into the part of being a part of a fight. So having those big fights in the T-Mobile Arena or whatever arena, those are the things that I miss as well. So I'm excited to get those back hopefully this year.
For sure. Is there a certain arena you like fighting in at all? Anyone in particular?
T-Mobile was cool. You know, I fought in New York. I don't even remember which one I fought in New York, but it was upstate. So, yeah, no, any of them. You know, the walking out to the arena and seeing your name across like a basketball arena or whatever arena with your name is kind of crazy when you never were really an athlete until you turned 20 years old. So, it's such a surreal experience. And then the fans that don't even know you, you know, just the energy of people just loving you. You always get a lot of love. I feel like even in environments where you might have your competitors, fans there too. So
For sure. Well, hopefully we have the fans back sooner rather than later. And thanks for your time and best of luck on Saturday, Ashley.
thank you.
That's all we have for you today, Ashley. Thank you.
Thank you.